thanks so much for joining me today. I am so excited, I can't begin to tell you. I've got something really special to show you. It's a little unboxing video that I'm going to be doing, and this is for quite possibly, I know I say this on every release, but this is quite possibly the best release that Lisa has done to date. It is awesome. So before we get any further, you will remember that Lisa said she was stepping back from doing the magazine box kits this year. She wanted to do her own box kit. And when I say box kit, I mean, you know, the Paper Craft Society box kits. Similar to that, but better. It's more detailed, there's more to it. It's amazing. You will not be disappointed. Okay, now when I say box kit, it doesn't come in a box. Well, it does come in a box. This is the box it's going to arrive in when you order it. Okay, it's quite big. In fact, it's 14 inches square and good 3 inches deep. So there's quite a bit in it, and it comes with a label on. So when your courier appears at the door, you see that? When your courier appears at your door, you will know that this is from Lisa, because it's going to have this fabulous little label on it. But this label doesn't really tell you what's in it. I mean, it does, but oh no, it doesn't. I'm going to go through this a piece at a time, because if I put it all on my desk, I'm just going to spoil the surprise. All right? So, first things first, you get a gorgeous little stamp set. Now you can see this is called the Designer Collection. This is Modern Florals. It's awesome. It's a very considered purchase. I'm not going to tell you how much it's going to be, because that might change. But what I can tell you is that I sat and worked out how much it would cost you if you wanted to buy this kit as individual pieces. Okay, now I compared it like for like, almost, with whatever I could find on the internet. And the one thing I will say is that yes, there are packs of similar things that are in the kit, but the quality isn't the same. The quality is awesome on this kit, and I will go into more detail as we work through the elements of this kit. All right, but you know that when Lisa does stamps, they're good quality. When Lisa does dies, they do exactly what it says on the tin. They die cut like a dream, on ordinary card, on vellum, on glitter card, texture card, satin card, any card. They're awesome. There are things in here that she's not done before. People do them, but not to this quality. So, these are your stamps. They're beautiful little stamps. There's 11 stamps in this little set. Okay, these are your stamps. You've got 2 little sentiments, 2 lots of leaves, a main flower, and then the elements to build your own flower. And then this lovely little posy of little flowers here, and then another gorgeous little flower here. Now I have stamped these out. That's what they stamp out like. And I just think they are the cutest little things ever. They're just glorious. I just think it's such a beautiful little kit. And the other thing I'm going to say to you is the packaging. How fresh and modern does this look? The packaging reflects the name, don't you think? Modern Florals. It's gorgeous. So there's your stamp set. Now with your stamp set, it's Lisa. You're going to get a die set that matches. Okay, now your dies, there are 12 dies in here, 11 stamps, 12 dies. How does that work? Well, there are no dies for the sentiments, because let's face it, the chances of you stamping your sentiment direct onto your project are quite high, aren't they, really? So there's no die to cut out your sentiments, but that's not a problem. All these other dies cut out all the elements on here. But not only that, they also cut something else as well. and I'll come to that a little bit further down the line. As you can see here, this die doesn't look anything like any of the stamps, and neither does this large one here, okay, but I'll come to that a bit later. But 12 dies, 11 stamps, beautiful on their own, okay. But then you get this. Now those of you that have been with Lisa for a while will have seen her banner sentiments before, and she's done a plain set, you know, an everyday set, and she's also done a festive set. And I just think this idea is absolutely genius. You cut out all your sentiments in one go, so you've got 12 sentiments just like that. Brilliant. But the sentiments that you're going to get with this pack, let me just put that to one side. This is the pack that your sentiment stickers come in, okay. Again, the packaging just speaks for itself. It's beautiful, beautiful quality. You've got a beautiful shiny cover. It's quite a substantial cover, so you're going to be able to stand this on a shelf or lie it on a shelf. Either way, it's just gonna store beautifully, and it's gonna protect all the things that are inside these folders. Now this one, these are self-adhesive sheets, okay. There are 12 sheets, and you get 2 of each colour. So you've got a white, a lemon, a peach, sky blue, apple green and pink, and they're beautiful. If I just take one sheet out of here, you will see that there are 36 sentiments on each page. Sentiments are the same on each page, but each set of 12 are different. But the genius thing about these is that no matter which set you use, they fit in this die. Now that must have taken some working out. So, you know, I think, well done, Lisa. That's just brilliant. So what I've done is I've spent a day and I've die cut quite a few of mine, and I've just attached a little bag, little cello bag inside my folder, and I've attached it with double-sided tape, and it's got a couple of little round closures on it, okay. So I've just die cut some sentiments and I'm going to keep them in there, and what I've done is I've done one page of each colour. I've only done 3 colours up to now, so I've done the white, the lemon and the peach, as you can see here. So I shall carry on and do one page of each of the other colours and add them to my bag. And if I tell you that when you've cut all these sentiments out, you will have, if you do them all, 432 sentiments. 432 sentiments. How mad is that? And they're self-adhesive. So when you've die cut them, all you've got to do is peel the backing off and add them to your card. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And the other thing that I think is brilliant is that everything that's in these folders is loose leafed. So you haven't got to worry about pulling them out and tearing them. You know how sometimes you get those pads of stickers or papers or sentiments or whatever, and they're gummed into the folder that they come in, and when you pull them out you rip a corner, so you lose a couple of sentiments. None of that with this. These are genius. 200 GSM. Listen to the quality here. That's just brilliant. They're going to last you for ages. So when they go to TV and you look at the price and you think, gosh, that's expensive, just think how many elements there are in this kit and how long it's going to last you and how many projects you're going to be able to make with it, okay? And then look at the price again. I promise you, you will not regret buying this kit. It is brilliant. It works with every other element that Lisa's ever bought to you. Every single element, because all of Lisa's things do, okay? So those are your sticker sentiments. As I said, 12 sheets, self-adhesive, brilliant. On top of that, you're also going to get, I'll put my die to one side as well, these are heavyweight vellum. They are 200 GSM, and again they come loose leafed in their own little folder. Brilliant quality. Again, it's going to stand up on its own with the rest of your stuff, so if you've got a shelf that's tall enough, you can stand this up, and it's going to look after your vellum and your papers and whatever else you've got. It's brilliant. Okay, wipe clean too, so if you get ink on this or dirt or dirty mark or whatever, it'll wipe clean as well. That's another good point. So you get 24 sheets, again 6 colours, so you get the same colours: white, pink, lemon, sky blue, apple green and peach. Okay, but the quality of this vellum, you can see I've already used some of mine. The quality of this vellum, again, listen, you don't get vellum at 200 GSM very often, certainly not in a pack with 6 different colours. 24 sheets of vellum. Can you imagine what you would be paying for something like that? I mean, personally, I'd pay quite a lot for this. I'd pay easy £22–24.99, because the quality of this vellum is just stunning, absolutely stunning. So that's your plain vellum, 200 GSM. Put that to one side. And not only do you get that, you also get this. This is patterned heavyweight vellum, and again 200 GSM. I'm just going to run through these with you because they're the same colour bases, but they're a patterned paper, so they've got all the elements, all the colours that you've already seen built into the backing vellums that are in here. Alright, so if I just quickly run through them, this one I think is beautiful. This you will be able to cut out with that die that I showed you at the beginning. See this die here? You can cut out that shape there with that die. Okay, so if you wanted to cut your vellum out and use that die, you can do. All right, and I just think that's just a really clever concept. So that's one of your patterns. Then you've got this fabulous little pattern. Now, I know a lot of you will have the In the Garden embossing folder. Don't you think this is a little bit reminiscent of that folder? Just the cute little elements that are on it. And again, remember I showed you this little die? Perfect. See? So that little extra die that's in there that doesn't match your stamps is going to be able to cut out that leaf for you. Now you see these are going to cut out something completely different. And then these little ones here are also going to cut out something different. But you see these little buttons? This will cut out those buttons. So if you're cutting these out, you're going to be you'll have a gap here, won't you? So then you can use this to cut out that little button. But the reason it's in one strip will become clear later. Alright? This little die here is going to cut out this flower here. So you see, not only have you got stamps and dies to cut out your stamps, but you've also got dies that are going to cut out elements of your vellums as well. And then this one here is going to cut out this flower. Yes, there's a way of adding it to the vellum so make sure you cut it out right, but once you've found it, you'll be away. So you can cut out this element, the flower element, and also see this little blue flower here. You can cut that out as well, because this little die here will cut out. Let me make sure I've got them all lined up. That flower there. I know it's a bit fiddly, but there is one that will cut it out for sure. There you go, that one. So you can cut out every element that's on that vellum using your die set. So again, you've got a dual purpose with your die set. So that's the next one. Then you've got this gorgeous, it's sort of screams sunflowers to me. And this backing vellum would look awesome with your sunflower garland, don't you think? And it's the quality of this. I cannot get my head around how thick this vellum is. And let me tell you, not only will it die cut like a dream, it foils beautifully and it embosses beautifully. Because it's got that thickness to it, that extra thickness to it, it's going to die cut beautifully and it's going to emboss beautifully. You know, with some vellums, when you put them through an embossing folder, they'll just crease or crack. Not this, and I'll prove it to you in a bit. So then you've got another patterned, and I love this. I think this is perfect for mail cards. I know they're bright summery colours, but you could use this on a mail card, no problem, as you could with this one as well. Perfect. Or kids cards, any cards really, but you know, particularly if you're looking for something for the fellas, these two for me, ideal. And then you've got this is my favourite. I love this little dotty, it's gorgeous. And this will reflect something else that will be on the same show as this kit. I'll come to that at the end. So those are your vellums, and remember, you can cut out elements of that one sheet of vellums that I showed you using your die set. So your die set's coming in quite useful already. And again, loose leafed, absolutely perfect. Okay, so you've got patterned vellum, ordinary plain vellum, coloured sticker sheets, dies, 2 lots of dies, and a stamp set. But then you get this. Oh my days. I nearly fell through the floor when I opened this. This on its own for me would have been amazing. If Lisa had just bought this out, I would have snapped her hand off. But put this alongside everything else. Wow. Just wow. And again, in its own folder, and you'll see that I've also done the same thing in here with a little cello bag that I can put little bits in that I don't use. Okay, and I will do the same with the patterned vellums as well. But in here, you're getting 48 sheets of single-sided 200 GSM paper. It's not paper. I can't call it paper. It's card. It is beautiful card. Papers are thin. This isn't paper. This is designer card. It's amazing. There's 12 different designs in here, so I'm going to run through them with you because they're just beautiful. You'll get this dotty in each colour. So those basic 6 colours that I showed you with the vellums, you're going to get this dotty in each of those colours. So that's your apple green. I love this. I think this is amazing. Again, here's your stripes, same as you've got on your vellum. So if you wanted to use your vellum on top of your stripes, you could. If you wanted to use them separate, you can do that as well. But, you know, again, the quality. That's not paper, is it? You can't call that paper. It's card. It's brilliant. So again, your dotty in the sky blue. I think it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous paper. And the fact that it's single-sided. You know, you get all those really expensive 12 by 12 packs and they're double-sided all the time. And you're thinking, well, I'm paying for all this paper, but I can only use one side at a time. So I can never quite get my head around that. I just think it's just a waste for me. So then again, you've got your in the garden background, because I really do think it looks like it. I know there's no butterflies or dragonflies on this, but for me it's just reminiscent of that embossing folder, and I just think the two will go together beautifully. So again, you can use your die set to cut the same elements out of your card as you could out of your vellum. So already your options for your card making are growing with each different piece of paper card that you look at. So again, your dotty in the peach. Then you've got that beautiful check that you had in the vellum. And you can see you're getting 4 sheets of each. Now I've only got 3 of this because I've already used a sheet of this, as you can see, but it's just stunning. And then again you've got this same as the vellum, and again this piece here you can die cut with this die out of your die set. Okay, so if you put that down, let's put it down, make sure you've got your 2 leaves and your 1 leaf, put that round there, die cut that out of your designer paper, and you've got the basis of a card sitting there. And you've got 4 sheets of this, but that's not all you get. So I just move that. Again, we've got the sunflowers. I love this. I think this is amazing. You've got the yellow dotty, and then we come to these. Now again, you can cut this out with this die here. Okay, you can cut these out with this die here. Once you've got it in the right place, you can cut those out. Okay, you can cut these out with this die. Yeah, perfect. So that's all of those. Then you can cut out these little sunflowers, daisies, whatever you want to call them, with that die. Now don't forget, when you take this off your backing sheet, just take those extra little bits of sticky off. But I will say, the beauty of this kit and the dies is that the card that they're attached to, because it's shiny, your dies are going to be way easier to take off this card. You know, some of Lisa's dies are attached to a matte finish card, and that can be a little bit more tricky. But because this is shiny, dead easy, nothing to it. Absolutely brilliant. And again, you've got your buttons that you can use your round dies for. Some of the buttons are bigger and some are smaller, so you've got both dies there. And then of course you've got your leaves, and they will cut out. You get to the next set of pages, these. Let me just put that to one side because I've used some of that as well. So you've got these little flowers, which that's going to cut out. You've got these leaves, which that's going to cut out. You've got these gorgeous flowers here, which that one's going to cut out. Then you've got your leaves. Let's take these off here. So I've got 2 different ones. So we've got that one, because one goes one way and one goes the other, and that one. So you've got dies that cut those elements out as well. Okay, then you've got these, which is this little one here. Get it the right way up. That's going to cut those out. And then you've got these buttons. Now these are the dies to cut your buttons out. Now these will cut out with a little bar in the middle. Okay, and if you wanted to, you could snip them so that they were individual buttons. But if you wanted to use them in a block of 4, then you could do that as well. Okay, so you're going to get 4 different colours. Just choose which colours you want to use. Okay, but don't forget, you can snip those as well. So that's going to cut that out, and then this one will cut your bigger buttons out like that. Okay, it's genius. It's absolutely brilliant. So you've got loads of elements on here that you could even decoupage on here, on your bigger sheets rather. So you could cut this out in card or vellum, because you could do either, and then you can cut the elements out of these 2 sheets and add it and make it 3D. It's brilliant. And I cannot begin to imagine how many projects you could make with this one kit. Now, the other thing I'm going to have to say to you is it is a limited edition. Okay, it's not going to be coming back and coming back and coming back. But when I say limited edition, can you imagine how long this is going to last you? Because even if you only use the papers, there are going to be hundreds of projects, absolutely hundreds of projects that you're going to be able to make. But you don't just get the papers, you get the plain vellums, you get the patterned vellums, you get the self-adhesive sticker sheets, you get the die that cuts the sentiment sheets out, you get the stamps which stamp beautifully, and then you get the dies that cut out some of the stamps but mainly cut out the elements that are in those papers and those vellums. And I cannot begin to imagine how many projects you're going to be making with this. I know I've said that twice, but I just can't. So that is your Modern Florals box kit. It's coming to Create and Craft on the 6th and the 7th of February. So on the same show, before I go, there are also some other elements that match. Okay, so we've got a foil plate called Summer Shower. Now if you look at this is sort of a little bit reminiscent of that dotty paper that's in the designer papers pack, but it's a lot smaller. So not only do you get the foil plate, you also get an embossing folder. Okay, now you remember earlier on I said the quality of the vellum means you can do a lot with it without it creasing or cracking. Let me show you. I foiled onto a piece of the pale blue vellum. Oh my days, look at that. How gorgeous is that? There is no creasing, there is no cracking. It's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. Now I used a holographic black foil on here, and I just think it's beautiful. You really can't appreciate it on a video. You need to see it, and you need to do it yourself. You need to foil it yourself. I know not everybody's got a foiling machine, but if you have, wow. Not only does it foil beautifully, it also embosses beautifully. So that embossing folder for Summer Shower is that. That's what it's going to look like. Now you can see on here, and you can hear it. This is the embossing. It's just gorgeous. Don't you think it looks like snow? I just think this is so beautiful. It's just, and again, no creasing, no cracking. It's beautiful. Even the deboss side is beautiful. It's just gorgeous. I am going to try this with the ink in the folder method just to see what it looks like, because I think it's going to look absolutely fabulous. So those are your vellums, your 200 GSM vellums out of this pack in that embossing folder. But not only that, we're also having an embossing folder called Button Blooms, and these match the flowers that are in here. These are smaller, obviously, because it's only a little A6 3D embossing folder. But when I say it's 3D, oh my word, it is so 3D, it's unbelievable. Then you get in the foil plate that matches, and this is stunning. If I just show you two that I've done, this is obviously my favourite colour. This is a gorgeous purple, and then this is a beautiful sort of turquoise. But just look how gorgeous that embosses. That foils. I just think if you use those on your cards and you've cut out different shapes or different elements from it, I just think they're going to look so expensive. You're going to elevate your card making to a whole new level. They're just glorious. But alongside the embossing folder, you also get a set of stencils. Now obviously you don't need stencils for this one because, well, there's nothing to stencil, is there really? But this one is sort of like a smaller version of this main flower here. So this that I said you could cut out with your die. This is like a smaller version, and it's just so cute. So I thought, I wonder what it inks like on vellum. So I did a piece. This is the white vellum. Now I've chosen quite dark colours here because I didn't want to use the same colours that were on here. I wanted to use something a little bit different. But this is on the white vellum, and I've used Lisa's blending inks. And I just think they are perfect. There's no smudging, there's no, it's crisp, it's bright, you don't lose any of the colour. And then you could emboss that as well. I mean, I haven't, but you could, because you know it embosses beautifully, because I've already shown you it embosses beautifully. But to blend in ink onto vellum and then emboss it, how awesome are your cards going to look? So these are all going to be on the show. This is your kit. Okay, so this is going to be the main bundle, and it's not cheap, but it is, I think, fantastic value for money. Like I said at the beginning, I have priced up similar items, and I have to say similar because I can't say the same, because you won't find patterned vellum 200 GSM in a pack like that for, well, you probably won't find any, because vellums seem to range. I think the heaviest one I found, I think, was 180, and it just isn't the same. It really isn't. This 200 GSM vellum and card is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So that's going to be your main bundle, and then on top of that you're going to get that probably as a set. Don't quote me on that. And then you'll probably get that as a set as well. Lisa might do the foil plates separately. I'm not 100% certain, because obviously not everybody's got a foiling machine. So possibly the foil plates might be separate. She might sell the foil plates as a couple. I don't know. All I can tell you is all of these are going to be on the same show as this fabulous, fabulous box kit. I really can't say any more, because there is no other words other than excellent quality, excellent selection. It's a must-have. Considered purchase, yes, but a definite must-have. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Going to let you ponder about that and have a good old think. And I look forward to seeing what you all make with it if you buy it. So I'll see you all very soon, and thanks very much for stopping by. Please leave me a comment underneath the video just to let me know what you think. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye now.